Now at 4:30, remembering Jim Irsay, his impact on Indy and the legacy he leaves behind. Condolences continue to pour in from across the country for the longtime Colts owner who died yesterday at the age of 65.
And so many are still trying to process this, including our colleagues in the media who've covered Jim Irsay for decades. Today, I sat down with sports writer Bob Kravitz for his unique perspective. Here's part of our conversation. When you look back at all of the years you covered Jim Irsay, what's the first thing that pops into your mind?
Generosity and his really big heart. We had a nice personal relationship for a long time. He reached out whenever I was going through something. I reached out to him when I found out he was going through something. He's done so many things that people aren't even aware of. And I think the most important thing he's done here in town is not the Super Bowl, but kicking the stigma. I think is enormously important for this community and communities around the country.
Well, he certainly made his mark on the NFL as well. It seemed like he was one of the most outspoken owners in the league. What was that like?
It was endlessly entertaining, I can say that. He very much saw himself as an old school owner. He was one of the longest tenured owners in the league. He went back, he goes back many years, and, he was the GM of this team when he was 24 years old. He grew up, literally, rubbing down footballs to prepare them for Johnny Unitas and Burt Jones. He understood football better than any owner I know. For a lot of owners, this is just a business among many businesses. For Jim Irsay, football was it, and winning was it. Did he always go about it the right way? No, he did not. He made some real crazy errors over the course of the years. But that run they had in the 2000s was spectacular. And the only shame of it is that they didn't win more than one Super Bowl.
If you are writing the book of Jim Irsay's life and you reach the end, how do you wrap it up, you think?
Oh boy, well, I'm actually working on this right now as we speak, trying to write something. I've said the word 100 times and I don't mean to, but just his generosity and the way he reached out to people. I don't know a lot of billionaires. I don't know about you, Dustin. I don't know a lot of them. They're not in my Rolodex. But he's got to be the most down-to-earth billionaire I can ever imagine meeting. Because he cared about you as a person. He cared about the community. People gave him a hard time for carrying around a lot of cash all the time. Well, that's because he just gave it away. He just gave it away. Yes, he would, give these enormous tips to people if he saw homeless people. His generosity, the spirit of generosity would be the thing that I would come back to more than anything else. And the fact that he loved this football team. Sometimes he made mistakes. He's made a lot of them in the last couple of years, but he loved this team and he wanted to win. It wasn't a business to him. It was a passion.
And it wasn't a show, those videos of him dancing in the locker rooms. That was...
No, that's him. That's him. And it's interesting that 3 Colts who are in the Hall of Fame all had them introduce him, which tells you something about the impact that he's had on these players' lives.